Is it working now? There we go. It's working. Alrighty. Now we're good to go. So today we've got weeks 10, 11, 12, and 13. We're going through a full 4 weeks. We're going to be watching 2 games. We're going to be simcasting 2 games. I believe the 2 games with the most votes overall was our game and then the Geagles and the Jets, because everyone wants to watch the Geagles and the Jets, and I don't really know why. But you guys do you. So that means we have a simcast to start for weeks 10 and 11, and we've got a two-way tie for week 10 with the Cowboys and the Commanders, and then the Patriots and the Dreads. So, you guys can pick which one. Which one would I rather simcast? I mean, they're both good. Both teams are good in every game. I feel like the Dallas and Washington game is like more important, but the Dreadnoughts are 8-0. And we haven't done anything with New England yet this year. I don't really have a preference. I'll let you guys pick which one you'd rather. And yes, Troy, your quarterback is good. I double-checked. Hugo is starting, so we're good there. Probably need to update my depth chart. I think with injuries, it just does for one position, though, usually. Unless there's like some big butterfly effect. But with tight end, it shouldn't. I mean, we can check. Don't change my schemes. I didn't touch your schemes today, so they should be correct. I can double-check, but I didn't touch them. Okay, so I think this is correct. Yes, this looks... I think this is correct. Schemes are accurate. And I updated your scheme for the Bills, so your scheme is good. Yes, we are simcasting 2 and we are watching 2. Can I double check that Isaac McCain is starting? That's the wrong button. Defensive scheme is wrong. I can fix that real quick. Jets Geagles is going to go so hard. If that game sucks, then some of you guys deserve to lose your voting privileges. Is McCain the left tackle? Yes, he is starting. Okay, which simcast game is winning? 1 for Dallas, 1 for New England. Do I see anything else? Cowboys Commies are up 7-5. That's not what it says for me. Oh, now it says the other game's winning. It says every game has 7, and the New England game has 8. I guess that's the tiebreaker. If that game sucks, we need to let trusted people pick the games. There's a part there have been so many times where I've wanted to do that, where I've held back and decided not to, but I have wanted to. Okay, so this should be 4-3 quarters. Perfect. Was the offense right? Hold on. I know the playbooks are right. Let me check the offense. Vertical zone run. There we go. Now we're good. Can I start Humphreys? I assume at left guard. I can fix that. Why do 66% of my watch games come against Hector? Well, I guess that's part of being in the same division as Hector last year. Is there any way I can just do Browns for week 13? No, because I don't let anybody else switch their playbooks around. If you would rather go with what your regular playbook has been for whole stream, you can do that. But I don't let people change in between weeks. So if you want to change it, you should probably change it within the next 2 minutes. Can you go to adjust lineup, generate the best lineup, and make Jacoby start? Sure, I can do that real quick. In the meantime, we can pick a user for our Simcast game. Siri, give me a number between 112 and 113. 113.
It's 113.
I think the Dreadnoughts are home. Are we watched? No, I don't think you are. Boop. I'll keep Browns. Perfect. That's what it's set at. Put playbook back to the Chiefs. Got it. And then we can simcast the Patriots and the Dreadnoughts. New England might be like the best 5 seed ever. Are they even a 5 seed? The Texans might be 5. I don't know. The AFC's like so top heavy. There's so many like really good teams. It's already on the Chiefs. Perfect. We have to watch Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Yes, we do. Because the people want memes. Even if I disagree, I am a man of the people. But you guys better hope the game ends up being good. And you guys better hope that those teams win today. I mean, I hope Mexico doesn't. I don't really care about the Jets. I kind of want to see the Jets win. Since it's a Simcast game, we won't spend time with jerseys, and we can get this show on the road. Is this the Canopy Stadium? I don't know if we've ever watched a game here, or at least recently. I think we did in the past. Yeah, I feel like I remember watching a playoff game or something here. But I don't think we've been at this stadium in a minute. If we go 4-0 today, I will turn on Discord light mode. I don't know what I would rather, going 1-3 and only beating the Bills, or going 3-1 and losing to the Bills. I know what the correct answer is, but my heart tells me otherwise. Pretty good game so far. The Dreadnoughts are the only undefeated team left. New England's looking to change that. I guess for seeding, go Dreadnoughts. Okay, we can go slower. This is actually looking like a good game. Do they go for it? I think they're going to punt it. Yeah, that's probably the right call. And what a punt by Ryan Stonehouse down at the 6. If New England doesn't score a touchdown, we'll hop in and watch. They might score a touchdown, though. Their offense is cranking. 3rd and goal at the 7. Oh, they kneel the ball. Oh. Okay, well, the game's over. So New England beats the Dreadnoughts, and San Antonio's undefeated season comes to a close. We will have no perfect and no winless teams again this year, just as we have had in every OFL season ever. Credit to the Dreadnoughts for being the last ones, though. Could we see these teams meet up in the OFL Bowl? It's certainly possible. I think they're both good enough. Josh Allen was really solid. Jalen Hurts probably his worst game of the year. I would still say he's the MVP favorite. But unfortunately for him, there's 3 or 4 other quarterbacks, maybe Josh Allen included, who have been equally, or maybe not equally, but almost just as awesome. The MVP race is going to be generational this year. There's like 3 or 4 guys who would win it most years, at least as of now, where they're on pace to finish. What if Jacoby leads us to the playoffs? Then congrats. Injury? Who got hurt? Marcus Tate. I think that would be the new one. Okay, I don't think I have to do anything else. That means it is sim time through week 10. Mahomes is on pace for like 3 interceptions. Wouldn't it be 2? Because he's only thrown 1, I think. Regardless, he's been ridiculous. Hurts has been ridiculous. Lamar's been ridiculous. Flight, that's the wrong button. There have been other guys who I probably forgot to mention who have also been ridiculous. The Eagles hammer the Monarchs. Wow! The Eagles needed that. They have not won since week 6. Are the Monarchs a little bit fraudulent? They've now lost 2 in a row. Bryce Young, woo! What a game. Almost as many touchdowns as incompletions. Dr. Doof with 3 touchdowns for the Birds. The Eagles are trying to stay afloat in that NFC East race. They know Washington and Dallas are really building momentum. One of those teams is going to get a big win this week. So with the Monarchs losing, can the Explorers capitalize? They don't. Wow, big win for the Vikings. Everybody in the NFC North is pretty good. It's weird because I feel like everybody in this division last year was not good. Sorry, Detroit. So the Monarchs and the Explorers both lose. Wow. That's interesting. The Niners lose to the Nighthawks 35-14. Good win for OKC. Deshaun Watson played very well. Saquon revenge game. Kamara revenge game. They were traded for each other like 2 weeks ago. Maybe not 2, because the last stream was literally 3 weeks. So that wouldn't make sense. More like 4 weeks ago. The Geagles, bye week. The Jets beat the Colts 42-21, so the Jets get back on the win column. Drake May played very well. Victor Roberts, not so much. Jets are trying to stay afloat in the wild card race, and lucky for them, the AFC being so tough. Wow, a lot of interceptions, 2 for Darnay Holmes. Lucky for the Jets, along with the other teams in the AFC wild card race, there's a bunch of really good teams, but it's not a deep conference per se. The Lions beat the Steamers in overtime. Both QBs were fine. Tua was a little bit better, although Tua's team lost. The Monarchs lost. The Nighthawks won. The Oilers lose to Seattle 24-20. Patrick Mahomes with 3 touchdowns. Typical Mahomes stuff. Still only 1 interception all year. The Oilers kept it competitive, though. Good for them. The Orbits lose to the Bills 20-26 in overtime. So the Bills hang on. They avoid the upset. Both QBs were honestly pretty bad. This looks like one of the games of all time. A lot of interceptions, including the new Bill, Jalen Ramsey. The Panthers win 2 in a row. They beat San Antonio in overtime. A lot of overtime games. It's like 3 in a row. If you beat Octi, we will give you another watch game. The problem with that is, you know who chooses which games are on the poll? Well, not just me, but like us, as in the admins. If the Jets aren't good, then we wouldn't put them on the poll. If they are good, then we will. New England won. The Raiders had a bye. The Rams lose. Good. They kept it kind of close here against the Titans. But my Rams pick looks better and better. Both QBs played well. Panthers are now 3-1 since Rob retired. They're 3-1 without a coach, which will change within the next 2 days once we get everything sorted out. But maybe the Panthers can somehow get a wild card spot. Their quarterback's playing well. Baltimore, bye week. Seahawks won. Snowhawks lose to the Texans 34-16. Good win for Houston. Lamar played well per usual. Zach Wilson, the MILF Hunter, not so much. Where's Sean? No, he got hurt! No, not Sean Tucker. We will have to check that. That's not good. Not our king. And they don't have much of the backup. Jordan Mason. The Steamers, I think, lost. The Steelers beat the Bengals. What the hell are we doing, guys? It's one game. It's one game. I won't overreact. Oh, God. Not good. Not good. I switched the playbook and everything falls apart, I see. Okay. It's one game. It happens. Yikes. All right, let's move on. The Titans won. The Vikings won. We lost. Bills won. Broncos lose to the Chargers. Trash versus garbage. And trash prevails. I switched playbooks and T-Law threw 3 picks. I switched to the Browns playbook too because of the watch game, and Matt Corral was cooked. Oh, we didn't see this game. The Commies lose to the Cowboys 30-27. Both QBs played well. I think that's everyone. Cougars had a bye week. Yep, that's everyone. As for the players of the week, Bryce Young, Justin Herbert, Ed Oliver, and Rashawn Gary. All right, the big question that everybody is dying to know. What happened to Sean? Broke his hand. He will be out for the rest of the stream, but he'll be good afterwards. Okay, I guess it could have been worse. So that'll bring us to Week 11, another Simcast game, which we have a three-way tie. The Nighthawks against the Monarchs, the Snowhawks against the Explorers, and the Geagles against the Dreadnoughts. Now, we already Simcast for the Dreadnoughts, and we're going to watch the Geagles later today. So I feel like it'd be most fair to narrow this down to the other two. The Nighthawks and the Monarchs, or the Snowhawks and the Explorers. Quite the odd group of teams. So which game would everybody rather as Simcast? Will you make sure to trade Sean Tucker? What if I don't have to trade for him? Wink, wink. Flight, Nighthawks, Orbits, that's not an option. Vikings, that's not an option. Nighthawks are up 3-1. I kind of want to see Travis Flight. And didn't SG say Travis Flight too? Yeah, so we're tied at 3. We haven't done anything with the Snowhawks or the Explorers yet. We've done stuff with the other, we've watched the other two teams. But if the people would prefer the other game, then I will do it. Look how far ahead Josh Jacobs is ahead of everybody in terms of yards. What a guy. Another vote for Travis Flight. Another vote for Explorers, 5-3. Going once, going twice. Snowhawks are 1-5 in their last 6. Yeah, but it's a Simcast game. If it was a watched game, I'd probably vote for the other one. But since we're Simcasting it, it's really not that big of a deal. Another vote for Nighthawks. I think the Explorers game is up by 1. The two coaches are here. That'd be a good reason if we were watching it. But since we're Simcasting it, it takes like 3 minutes. I agree. I only care about the Explorers. Siri, give me a number between 246 and 247.
It's 247.
That is the Explorers. Dora, 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 the Explorer. Where are the Explorers? There they are. What should I name my baseball? Name your baseball Larry. Base Bob. That's actually cooler. That's my new vote. What can I say? My player has some nice meat. Oh, I gotta flip this. There we go. The Portland Snowhawks started the year off hot. Now they have come back down to earth, as kind of expected. They'll be facing off against the Columbus Explorers, who started the year off hot and have not come down to earth. They appear to be legitimately good. Travis Flight seems to have figured it out with his new team. Wasn't Travis Flight originally traded to the Snowhawks in the offseason? In the deal that we vetoed with the number 1 pick, that the Snowhawks only accepted because Danny was annoying him? That was funny. But I think Travis Flight was in that deal. The Explorers seem to have the edge. Portland missed a kick. Oh boy. It might not matter. The Explorers are definitely in control. Yeah, this game's over. So Columbus gets the win over Portland 35-23. With the Monarchs losing 2 in a row, the Explorers are looking to capitalize, take some more of the lead within the NFC North. As for Portland, nobody wants to win the AFC West because everybody is terrible. Zach Wilson played pretty well, though. He was better than Travis Flight, ironically enough. Elijah Mitchell, though, he had himself a day. As did Christian Kirk and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Dalvin Tomlinson with 3 sacks. All right, offense, I understand it was a new playbook. I understand it's going to take you a week to adjust. It happens. But don't let it happen again. We're playing one of the worst defenses in the entire league. So, injury. Who got hurt this time? I think, which one of these is new? Probably Jonathan Jones. Broke his foot. They will get Quentin Johnston and Javonte Williams back, though. Would I want to be the 3rd seed or play the AFC West in the first round and be the 5th seed? Well, if you're the 3rd seed, you'll play against the 6th seed, and the thing with the AFC is there's 5 good teams, all of whom have 2 losses, and then the next highest team is 3 games back. So, one of these teams is really going to lose in the first round. Actually, no, you're right. One of these teams would have to be the 6th seed. If everything holds up, it would be 1, 2, 3, I guess 4. New England 5, Houston 6. Yeah, so maybe you're right. The NFC is deeper, but I think the AFC is more top-heavy. I don't think the NFC... Let's look at the NFC real quick. I don't think there's 5 teams like in the AFC. You've got these 2. I would say Dallas. Maybe Washington. The NFC has a lot more good teams, but the AFC has more great teams. So if you're going to argue the NFC is better, I won't disagree. I would say you're probably right, because the NFC does have 3 great teams, and it's a lot deeper. But our playoff, once we get to the second round, is more of the gauntlet, because everybody's a contender. The Niners lose to the Seahawks. Hey, at least they kept it close. Seattle still with only 1 loss. Trying to get that number 1 seed. Them and San Antonio appear to be in the driver's seat for the top 2. The Eagles, please lose. God damn it. 52? What is going on in San Antonio? Are the wheels falling off? I mean, Jalen Hurts did play really well. But, yikes. Zeke, the max contract man, had himself a day. So clearly, any chance at the Mexico pick being number 1 is down the toilet. So now my hope relies on the Rams. Ooh, there we go. 49-7. That's what I'm talking about. Matt Corral, 3 touchdowns. They won't talk about this performance, though, while Drake May was abysmal. Josh Jacobs did Josh Jacobs type things. Yeah, we needed this. We needed this bad. At least the Jets scored. The Lions lose to the Steelers. Ooh, look at Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is 5-5. The Steelers they have the 7th seed right now. They're not playing poorly at all. Caleb Williams was really bad. Is this Steelers defense like really good? Or at least, I mean, they've been good today. I'm changing my vote, Little Josh. See, do we really want to watch the Jets? I mean, there's a lot of points. I could see there being a ton of points. These are 2 really good offenses and 2 really bad defenses, but still. The Monarchs are... What's going on in London? They are falling apart. Good win for OKC. My Nighthawks pick gets worse. Not that I really had any hope in that pick to begin with. So the Explorers are now in first, probably by a couple of games. The Nighthawks won. The Oilers beat the Colts. Indy still with only 1 win. The Colts are looking really good in the Daniel Godley sweepstakes. As for the Oilers, they're looking to take advantage of the weak AFC, maybe grab that 7th seed. The Orbits are in the same boat, although they lost. Only by 3 to New England, though. The Orbits had to play against the Bills and the Pats to start off today, and they played tough in both games. Even though they lost, they played tough. Aiden Turkey, gobble, gobble, 163 and a score. Panthers had a bye week. New England won. The Raiders beat the Broncos 35-7. I feel like the Raiders right now are the team to beat in the West, unless like the Chargers perhaps make a little bit of a run. Denver's just flat out awful. They're also well alive in the Daniel Godley sweepstakes, and the Snowhawks seem to be falling apart. Hugo Fredrickson played very well. Trey Lance threw the ball 13 times. Yeah, the Broncos are making it obvious. They're just tanking, as they probably should at this point. 4 sacks for Damon Payne. The Rams, I need to see another L. There we go. A little bit too close, but I'll take it. I shouldn't be this excited for the Texans winning, but here we are. Brian Neal had himself a day. I know the Rams' schedule the rest of today is really tough. They play the Cougars aren't, I mean, they're fine. The Nighthawks are pretty good. Then it gets a little easier, though. I mean, it's not that easy. They're probably worse than all of these teams, but I would think they'd win a couple. The Ravens lose to the Steamers, 27-45. Tua played well. Justin Fields did not. Where's Bijan? Bijan did get injured in the last stream. That's right. I forgot about that. Garrett Wilson played very well. Seattle won. The Snowhawks lost. Steamers won. Steelers won. Texans won. Titans had a bye week. Dallas beats Minnesota 38-28. You mean 81 overall running back Bijan Robinson? I feel like EA should have just broken the mold. I get he's a rookie and they don't want to be too generous to the rookies, but like, how is he lower than like? Isn't Cam Akers higher? Even if not, how are him and Cam Akers in the same boat? And that's just one example. Nick Chubb played very well. 81 is generous for a rookie, but I feel like we should be allowed to make exceptions. Zeke, perfect example. Ezekiel Elliott and Bijan Robinson are not even close in terms of talent in the year 2023. Maybe in 2020, they'd be about equal. I'm being sarcastic, mostly. The Bills handled the Desperados, 49-20. So both us and the Bills will have 2 losses going into our game. Zeke should be a 60 overall running back, 84 overall center. Bijan NFL touchdowns, 0. Cam Akers NFL touchdowns, more than 0. Well, here's the thing. Bijan Robinson is a better football player in the year of 2023 than Cam Akers. I get that Bijan has never played an NFL snap, and I quite frankly do not care. We saw Denver. Chargers lose to the Eagles, 34-24. Good start today for the Eagles. Bryce Young's been very good through the last 2 weeks. Kevin Shasha also played quite well, though. Bijan Robinson NFL fumbles, 0. Cam Akers NFL fumbles, more than 0. Spot on. See, I can use NFL stats for non-NFL players to push my agendas. The Bijan agenda is a pretty easy one because he's going to be so good. It's not even like an agenda. It's not like some hidden player I found, like Christian Kirk last year, or Deontay Foreman. Like, I was actually proud when both of those guys played well. Washington beats the Cougars by 1. Both QBs were pretty good. Joe Mixon's been actually playing really well since the trade. I'm happy for him. Why couldn't he average 7 yards a carry here, though? Although Josh Jacobs averaged like 10 today, so I really shouldn't complain. The Cougars lost. The Cowboys won. The Desperados lost. Dreads. What happened with the Dreads? Oh, we saw them. All right. Put MVS at running back. Okay, got it. When are we starting the Fantasy League? In August or September? It's July. I'm not concerned about fantasy yet. Zeke, Trevor Lawrence, Dalvin Tomlinson, and Damon Payne win the Players of the Week. In 2021, Bijan only ran for 3 less yards than Cam Akers. I gotta give Cam Akers credit, though, for coming back 6 months after an Achilles tear. In hindsight, that was probably a big mistake, though, because he wasn't really the same last year. I wonder what MVS is at running back. I mean, he is, like, athletic. He is super fast for his size, 95 speed. I wonder what his, like, trucking would be and his brake tackle. 73. That's probably better than what they have with Jordan Mason. Yeah. And with Morelli, it goes up to a 76. So that brings us into Week 12. We've got the Bills and the Bengals, two of the best teams in the AFC. I mean, we've been consistently at the top. Oh, perfect. It's already there. I should have figured. Let me check wide receiver, though. They might have switched around wide receiver. Usually with position changes, they don't fix the whole depth chart, but I think it would change receiver. Here, let's check left guard. Yeah, so everything else is fine, but they might have messed with receiver. Yes. I assume it would just be this, and probably Lawler in the slot. Perfect. And then with you, were there any big changes with you? Because Goddard should be back. Yes. What position do I know he changed? Rush defensive tackle, I know for a fact. Okay, no, your depth chart's right, because I remember manually switching Von Miller here. So I think it only changed tight end. The rest of your thing should be fine. Calvin Mentor, I'll check that he's wide receiver 1. Yup, okay. So yours is good. Can we look at standings? That's a good idea. I don't know why I forgot to do that. The Seahawks are the first team to 10 wins. They had the best record in the league. Good for them. So the Bengals still lead the North, although the Steelers have won 4 in a row. They're playing really well. I don't think the Steelers realistically can pass us, but they can absolutely get a playoff spot. I mean, as long as you have 3 wins in this conference, you can get a playoff spot. The Texans and Titans are tied in the South. Looks like a 2-way race here. Oilers are going for a playoff spot. The Colts are dog water for Daniel. The Bills and the Pats are tied in the East. Raiders are a game ahead of the Snowhawks in the West. The Explorers are now a game ahead of the Monarchs in the North. And look out for Detroit. They're 6-5. And Minnesota's 5-5. The Dreadnoughts comfortably lead the South, although Mexico's been playing quite well as of recent. Dallas takes first place in the East. Commies are only half a game back. Eagles are only 1 back. And then Seattle is 3 ahead of the Nighthawks in the West. Seattle should win this division comfortably. The Nighthawks should probably still get a playoff spot, while the Rams and the Niners are god-awful for godly. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. Keeping it classy. Hello, Siri doesn't give me an answer.
Hello.
Hello, Siri. Give me a number between 1 and 2.
The answer is 1.
1. I think we're on the road. Yes. Eagles Cowboys is tied with Bills Bank. Is it now? Well, that's a problem because I switched both of our offensive playbooks just because we were being watched. So this being tied screws both of us over. Actually, it doesn't really screw the Bills over because they won both games today so far. Whereas we didn't, so it screws us over more. Although still, Trevor Lawrence had a really bad game, largely because of the playbook. I mean, I guess we can do a tiebreaker vote. Would we rather watch the Eagles and Cowboys or the Bills and Bengals? 2 very good games. I think you guys know what I'm picking. If our game loses, we can switch our playbooks back. But guys, please get this right. Cowboys. Oh, you guys just want to see me in pain. Well, the Bills are getting hurt here too. Another vote for Bills. Hopefully SG is here so he can help us out. Another vote for Bills Bengals. We're tied at 3. Bills Bengals. That doesn't count. Hector can't vote twice, but SG's vote does count. So our game is ahead by 1. I changed mine to Bills Bengals. Okay, so Bills Bengals is running away with it. Thank God. Already picked the user. It's us.
Siri.
I don't need you anymore, Siri. Why does my vote not count? Because you already voted, and our game is now up by like 4 anyway, so it's fine. It's 11 and but yeah, but the polls don't matter once I say it's tied and we can vote for a tiebreaker. So it's kind of late for that. But what jerseys would you like to wear, sir? I'll pick mine based on what you pick, although I have an idea. Red jerseys. Oh, current helmet or red helmet? With white pants. I wanted to watch Eagles for Nick and Eric. You wanted to watch the Eagles for the one coach of those 4 teams who isn't here? 90s helmets. Okay, so they're going red. Do I want to do the white? I pretty much always wear white. There's a part of me that kind of wants to go black today. Do they have an orange alternate in here? They definitely do. Do we want to do orange? Orange is similar to red. No, I don't want to do orange. We'll do all white. We'll do what the people probably want. And the jerseys go hard, so for good reason. Alrighty, Sunday Night Football in Buffalo. 2 of the best teams in the AFC, arguably the 2 best, although the Titans, Texans, and New England are right there as well. We've got the Bills and the Bengals, which obviously the rivalry has grown for reasons that we don't need to discuss. But what we can discuss is how good these 2 teams are. So this should certainly be a battle. It seems like both teams had the same idea today. It seems like we both want to run the ball a lot by switching our playbooks. I'm excited to see Josh Jacobs in a watched game. I think this is our second watch game this year, and we did not have Josh Jacobs for the first one. And oh yeah, the Bills had that new stadium. I forgot about that. The Bengals start with the ball. Normally I wouldn't like that. I still kind of don't like that, but I don't mind the idea of trying to set the tone, run the ball early, let Josh Jacobs cook. Are the socks really that big of a deal, guys? Since it was like a touchback, it's fine. Yeah, those actually do kind of look weird. I can quit out. If we get the ball and we start at like the 16 next time, I'm going to be mad. But yeah, that does look kind of bad. Okay, so he wants white helmets, or not white helmets, 90s helmets, red jersey, and then for the socks, the chat on my screen is like blocking it. These are striped. Are these the ones that we want? Or is it the 90s socks? 90 socks are red. Did I change the X factors? Yes, your X factors are correct. The 2 corners. And Micah Parsons was the other one, I think. Yeah, the red ones look significantly better. Yeah, let's go with that. Alrighty, take 2. The Bills now have their correct socks, which means we can begin. Start on defense this time. Oh, no, we start with the ball. We're actually going to return it this time. If it's less than the 25, I'm going to be salty. We're starting at the 24. We're 1 yard back because you guys had to pick the socks. I'm so mad. Grr, why do we have to start at the 24? That's a whole yard. That's 3 whole feet. That's a big difference. Not a bad return, though, by Greg Dortch, though. Jump in the game, jump through my TV. Believe me, I would love to. I would love to if it means we get to win. Matt Corral, according to stats, is worse than Watson. Well, this year, that's fair to say. In general, I'd still pick Corral because he's had 2 really good years and Watson hasn't. But this year, if you're going to say Watson is better, I won't argue with it. Corral's had some good games and some bad games this year. Let 28 cook. That's not letting him cook. We need to block, guys. And Mac Jones clears both, yes. If y'all get stuffed on the 1-yard line on this drive, I know, that'd be terrible. Good throw. That was risky. He was asking for trouble. But Deshaun Groves, the rookie out of Eastern Illinois, comes down with it. Mahomes also clears. And in other news, the sky is blue. I want to run the ball. No, it's a pass. Oh, God. Okay, that could have been worse. I thought he was going to be sacked. 2nd and 10. Run the ball. Good. Good. Look at him go. Hell yeah, 28. Give him the ball again. 3rd and 1. Let's be the tougher team. And if we don't get it, I would hope we're smart enough to go for it. I think the game actually would go for it. We're throwing it. Oh, Lord. Please go for it. Do not kick. Oh, my Lord. What are we doing? You are a yard away from the first down. You have Josh Jacobs. But no. Let's go for a 57-yard field goal. This game is so stupid. That 1 yard proved to make a big difference. Just saying. This is your guys' fault for getting the Red Sox. I was joking at first, but now I'm half serious. Although, if it was 4th and inches, the game still would have had his kick, to be fair. So I guess I can't be that mad. The game would have screwed us over regardless. Y'all messed up the Madden script. They had to write a whole new one. Oh, nice juke move. Still, the defense reads the play perfectly. Good work. Has the game ever called a QB sneak? I don't know. A QB sneak would have been nice. Or maybe running the ball on 3rd and 1. Good defense. Who's 25? That's Merrick. And now the Bills are going to go for a long kick. See, this makes a little bit more sense because it's 4th and 6. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Bills are on the board. Harris and Butker. They lead at 3-0. I like that drive from our defense, though, because they started with really good field position because of our boneheaded play calling. They got, what, 1 first down? See, you don't need Jalen. For one thing, that was 1 drive. And second of all, that's not the reason why I was upset. But anyway, that's besides the point. First down. You know what we should do here? Run the ball. Why are we not running the ball? Okay, maybe just don't listen to me. I'll trust you, offensive play calling. There's Davante Adams, double 41. Change your profile picture to the furry. I agree. We want the furry. Good. Good. This is what we want to see. Look at Josh Jacobs. This is the reason why I upgraded from Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon was really good. When's that Trayvon Diggs pick happening? Well, if our playbook causes us to run the ball 30 times, then hopefully never. Trayvon Diggs is the main reason why I made the playbook change to begin with. Why is he wearing 18? Who, Davante Adams? I mean, that's only 1 off from his real number. It's not like he's wearing 82. Jacobs has 1,500 yards. He literally might break the rushing title. We're in what? Week 12. We've played 10 games. He is on pace to shatter the rushing record. He's like 600 yards off. He needs like not even 100 yards a game. Mute Hector if he doesn't change to the furry. Oh, I like that. I don't like that. Just kick. Just take the points. Yeah, Devontae Smith wearing 89 looked awful. Davante Adams in 18. I mean, for one thing, they got one of the numbers right. And the other number was only 1 off. Okay, that looks good. Doink off the crossbar. Why? God, why? And Josh Jacobs is going to play 18 games. I forgot about that. He probably would still break it with only 17 games, though, to be fair. Change it right now or you'll be muted. I support this, yes. Let's get another stop here, defense. I would love a 3 and out. Trevor goes deep, and he just got burnt like toast. Phenomenal coverage, and Devontae Smith brings it to the 15. Devontae Smith's wearing 88 here. That's ironic, because we just said he looks off in 89. But 88 apparently is fine. 88 looks better than 89. We'll say that. Who's 22? Is McDuffie 22? Or is Cheeto 22? Cheeto's 22 in real life, but I don't know if he's 22 in the game. Nice sack for Tank Lawrence. Good to see him making a play, but I'd also like to see some pass rush from Myles Garrett and I Chase Young Kids. 3rd and 16. Burnt again! What a catch by Chase. 22 is getting torched. I think that looks a lot more like Trent McDuffie than it does Awuzie. I feel like we haven't even played that bad, yet we're down 10-0. The missed kicks have really hurt. Because I feel like we're hanging in there. We've played fine. Josh Jacobs has done his part. Trent McDuffie, the new A.J. Terrell. Trent McDuffie is usually pretty good in watch games. And since it's not a playoff game, I can live with it. I mean, this is about as much of the regular season game as I'll want to win, but it's not a playoff game. If you gave me Trent McDuffie, I would have done your trip. But here's the thing. I wouldn't have done it because he has a big cap penalty, and Creed Humphrey's hurt. Yay. Yeah, Trent McDuffie has a big penalty, so I wouldn't even want to trade him. Corral off his back foot. It's incomplete. We are lucky. And that'll wrap up the first quarter. I feel like we have not played that badly, although we are down by a lot early on. Not ideal. There's no real reason for it. I mean, we've had solid drives so far. We just missed kicks, and then the Bills have had 2 really good offensive plays. So I'm not even really worried about how we've played. It's just that the score, we already have a lot to overcome. Nice catch! Devontae Adams comes down with it. That was a very questionable decision. I mean, 10 isn't like a lot, but it's multiple possessions. We have quite a bit of work to do. It's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but for one quarter it is. Technically, we're on pace to lose by 40. I'm confident we won't. Devontae's looking good so far. Devontae was kind of quiet in the first watch game, I think. I like that he's made plays early. We're not afraid to go after Jalen Ramsey or Trayvon Diggs, whoever's covering him. We have not really run the ball in this drive, though. Corral's had some good throws, but, can we run the ball? Josh Jacobs might literally be the best player in the league this year. We need to use him. 3rd and 1. Please, for the love of God, do not throw the ball. It's not that I trust Corral to get 1 yard. Good. See? This is what happens when you run the ball. Jacobs is always going to break the first tackle, it feels like. Why didn't the Texans make the poll this week? They did make the poll. It's just that nobody voted for them for whatever reason. I voted them as the other game. Good throw. Jamison Williams comes down with a touchdown. Good drive by Matt Corral. He had the one near interception early on, but after that, he looked really good. We needed to score, and we did. We still have some more work to do. Booth review. I think he was in. Even if not, it was only first down. But I think he was in. I told you. I never said it was over. I just said we had a lot of work to do. 10-0 is never over. He's definitely in. That's a touchdown. Yeah, good. The offense has had 3 pretty good drives. I like how the offense has played so far. I was a little bit more worried about the offense than the defense going into the game, but I think the offense has played well, even though we've only scored 7 points. If the Corral experiment did not work, what would I have done instead? Well, we've seen quite a few really good quarterbacks get traded. Maybe I would have gone after Burrow. Todd and I talked back in season 1 about Mahomes very briefly. I was the one who said no. I assume Todd would not be willing to do that now, obviously. I could have always drafted someone. I could have picked Hayden Callaway last year. who's on the Steelers now. So I would have had plenty of options, but for now I'm confident with my guy. Even if he's been a little bit worse, it's not even that he's been worse this year, it's just that other guys have passed him. You might have brought up T-Law to me. So I've had opportunities to get good quarterbacks. I would assume those opportunities would come up less now because I think most people are pretty happy with their guy. But you never know. And I also still don't really have a reason to make a move. Although Corral keeps asking for more and more money, I'm now going to have to pay him like 20 mil because his player interest is all the way in the red. But that's a lot better compared to everybody who's going to have to pay their 90-plus guys like 50 mil. I'm not happy with Desmond Ridder. Well, you see, if I were to let go of Matt Corral, I would want to upgrade. Trevor's been good so far. He's made some good throws. It's also that 22 has been a double agent. There's 22 again. Or that's 21. That looks a lot more like McDuffie. Maybe 22 is Chidobe Awuzie. I'm 99% sure I made Surtain number 2. If not, then what am I doing? Look at Taylor. Good run. I need to pay Jacoby this year. You should have put pay in air quotes. What is he going to ask for? Like 5 a year? Although if he plays serviceably, that could end up being a really good deal. Kind of like how Corral for $20 million is probably better than like one of the elite guys for $50 million, even if the elite guys in a vacuum are better. Seven years, very player-friendly. What's that, $40 million total? We need to bring in Aiden O'Connell. He has a lot of grit. Trevor's 8 for 9. Coverage, we need to wake up. That wasn't even good coverage. He just overthrew his receiver. 3rd and 1, I would expect a run. It is a run. Nice tackle. Myles Garrett, what a play. He brought him down all by himself. I would guess they're going to kick. Oh, they're going to go for it. I wish they would have kicked. They're probably going to run it again. Oh, it's a pass. And they get it. Okay. I got excited all for nothing. So now the Bills have it on the goal line. I liked how the defense was playing. Now, after seeing this drive, not so much. I feel like the last drive, the Bills just had a couple of nice deep patterns. But this drive, they've moved it really well. And Trevor's making all of his throws pretty much. And Jonathan Taylor is in. So the Bills are back up by 10. That was not pretty. But we still have plenty of time. Minute 38 and all 3 timeouts. We have time. But since we don't start with the ball in the second half, if we don't score here, that'd be kind of bad. And we're starting at the 15. Amazing. Perfect start. Way to go, Greg. We can't really run the ball here because of clock. So it's time to see what Matt Corral can do. He's played well so far. Please no turnovers. That's not a turnover. You don't have to go deep. We have 3 timeouts in a minute and a half. We don't have to be super aggressive yet. We can go short. Maybe not that short. Oh, that's fine. Just try to get the ball in Josh Jacobs' hands. That seems like a pretty good plan. Because whenever he gets the ball, he usually does pretty good things. And he's out of bounds to stop the clock. Perfect. Perfect. I think that was J-Mo. Good. That's probably a good thing he dropped it. The clock stops. Okay, we don't need to go downfield. Never mind. Just don't listen to me, Matty, as he connects with Jamison Williams for a beautiful touchdown. What in God's name was he doing? Was he humping the air? I would like to see that throw again. That was a beauty. I've seen too many people say this guy can't play quarterback, and all of you are wrong. That was a dart. Jalen Ramsey just got cooked. Pack watch. They'll still have time though, but I'll take it. J-Mo is in a smash. He's a double smash. One for each of his 2 touchdowns so far today. I hope he had Jamison Williams' multi-time touchdown score on his parlay. All Matt Corral haters can refer to last year's OFL poll. But good thing they also have 3 other playoff games to watch where he played well. He's playing really well here against a defense that usually is very good in watched games. They get 3 or 4 turnovers a game. So far, Corral has not thrown any interceptions, albeit it is still the first half, and I don't want to get my hopes up. But I'm really happy with how he's played today. I'm very pleased with the offense. I cannot say the same for the defense. And I was so much more confident in the defense than the offense going into this game. That was the weird part. The Bills' offense has been like the one shaky thing in watch games. Although this drive so far so good. Call time. They're going to run the ball here. If we can even just tie it before halftime, that'd be great. Jamison Williams got the money on his 1.5 more than touchdown bet. Ooh, read option. Yeah, it doesn't work. I'm good with a field goal here. We're going to start with decent field position, although we're only going to have 1 timeout. EA already screwed me over with the first field goal. Can we not do anything stupid with the clock? The second field goal is one thing because it doinked off the crossbar, but the first one was just stupid. Classic. How's it a choke job? You're up by 10, and you're still winning. Looks like we're going to be aggressive. I like that. There's really no reason not to. That 1 yard really did actually hurt. Oh my goodness, what a throw. He dropped it. But that was an awesome throw. That was a really tough catch, to be fair, to keep both feet in. But I think it would have been possible. Corral's going to chuck another one downfield. That was another good throw. The Bills' home field ability is that kicks are messed up. Well, then why did we kick on 4th and 1? Okay, we're going to do nothing on this drive. Oh, well. That's fine. I'll take a 3-point lead. No Hail Marys, guys. Please. Hit him. That's not hitting him. They'll probably knee out the clock. Yeah, all right. I don't feel that bad, surprisingly. Even though we're down by 3 and we don't start with the ball, the offense has been really good. Corral and Jacobs have been really solid. We just need a couple more stops, and then I think we can absolutely come back. But we still have work to do. We're still down by 3. The Bills have been better so far. This is a very pivotal drive. The Bills are back up by 10. It's like we're right back at square one. So even a field goal I'd be pretty good with. I'd also be pretty good with a turnover. We have more yards than them by almost 100. Wow. I guess we did have the ball more, to be fair. Good start. Myles Garrett again. If we run the ball like we did in the first half, and if we stop the run like we did in the first half, I like our chances. The only problem with that is I feel like at some point Jonathan Taylor's got to figure it out, although that play wasn't even his fault. The run blocking is due. Yep, I kind of spoke it into existence there. I figured we were going to get a big play from him at some point. Maybe I shouldn't have said it. Another good run. I'm expecting a big play here from Jonathan Taylor. Book it. 55-yard touchdown. They're probably going to throw it. My reverse jinx won't even work. Oh, it is a run. Okay, well, I guess that is a good run. Oh, now they're going to throw it. Nothing there. Okay, good. I thought he gained at least like 2 or 3 there. He barely gained 1. Now 3rd and 9. A stop here would be gigantic. Please, pass rush, do something. Why is he wide open? Oh, he didn't get it. Please don't go for it. If we're not going to go for it on the 39, are they going to go for it on the 41? They probably will, yeah. But, like, why would we not go for it in this pretty much exact situation in the first quarter? It's really more of the 4th and 2. And I think he got it. Oh, he didn't! That was close. I thought he got it. Not complaining, though. I'll take it. So now we start with good field position. This is our chance. We have to score here, even if it's just a field goal. I'm sure he didn't get it. I don't think Madden would just get the field placement of the ball wrong. I know this game is stupid, and I know it looked like he got it from that angle, but EA usually is pretty good about the placement of the ball. So I'll trust that it was correct, even if it didn't look right. Please go for it. Please do not punt it. You're inches away. Please do not punt it. Oh, my Lord. You're inches away. It's not like we're at the 24. Good punt, I guess. It feels like a waste. Do you root for Detroit teams because you enjoy pain? I enjoy punting it on 4th and inches, so yes, I do enjoy pain. Why is he wide open? Good tackling, I guess. Completely fooled by the read option. That's something. He will get around 16. Nice hair. If nothing else, at least he's got good hair. Good throw. Yeah, I feel like maybe we should not have left the middle of the field completely wide open, but that's just me. How are you rooting for the team you're playing against? Wait, since I'm technically Trevor Lawrence, can't I, like, throw the game? Can I do that? Can I purposely throw the ball to Chidobe Awuzie? Alright, I'm Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to hike the ball. I'm going to throw it right in the hands of Awuzie. Oh, I'm under pressure. Ow! My knee! I don't think I can keep playing. I chase young kids. It's chasing young kids in the backfield. So it's still a one-score game. Okay, that's fine. Please stop. Why? I was having fun. Alright, offense. I need you here. I know we've played pretty well, but we only have 14 points. We have to show more than that. We've had a few questionable 4th and short calls by the game. So, please be aggressive, EA. And please run the ball still, too. Make sure Josh Jacobs gets his touches. I'm going to get a QB named Young Kids. Make Puma Whitlock. Yes, we need Puma Whitlock terrorizing our main franchise series and OFL. Good job. Good job. I'll take it. Keep giving him the ball. Okay, that works. And that'll end the third. The Bills have slight control, but this game is far from over. We're down by 6, and we had the ball. All I ask is, while running the ball, please be aggressive. Matt Corral's had some beautiful deep balls today. I'm not afraid to go deep. And if it's 4th and short and you're not inside like the 25, then go for it. 3rd and 2. Please run the ball. And if you don't get it, consider running the ball again. Unless it's like a 4th and 3, then you probably shouldn't. Okay, there we go. That's good. I'm going to ask whoever has Chase Young how many sacks he has next year so I can put in a headline, Chase Young shows young kids his sack. Known great guy, Chase Young. Why are both of the Bills' corners in the zone? That terrifies me greatly. Please keep running the ball until they are out of the zone. Do not let the ball go anywhere near them, especially number 7. Okay, well, at least we didn't target either of the corners. They're out of the zone, or at least one of them is. Don't target the other corner. Do not target Treylon Diggs. Good. No, that's Jalen Ramsey who's still in the zone. Okay. I mean, that's still not good. That's better than Diggs, I guess. What college does Puma Whitlock play for? He plays for the Ohio State. Damn, he got lit up. J.C. Horn is hurt. I think Josh Jacobs will stay in the zone until he loses yards. So that means we need to use him. Look at him go. Fighting for yardage. I love it. Corral's dancing. He's got time, and now he doesn't have time. Micah Parsons brings him down. Corral goes downfield. Ooh, good coverage by Diggs. That was another good throw, but we should be able to tie it. Who are the 3 best quarterbacks? Puma's obviously number 1. Did he make it? Oh my lord, these kickers stink. That was from 45. I don't know if I've ever seen a missed kick from that close in this game. If he had made all 3 of his field goals, we'd be winning. That was from 45. Oh my lord. I can't put in Octavius. I can't make benchings. If I can't, the other team can't. So, see? Because believe me, I would like to make a change right now. Doug Eddard is selling. Their ability is on you're gonna miss kicks, but still, from 45? Isn't the game smart enough to recognize you shouldn't kick if you're missing? Because otherwise, that's just an OP ability. Please get a stop here defense. Cannot let them get up by 2 scores. This is literally the biggest play of the game. If they get it, not only do they get a first down, but they'll probably be in field goal range. Oh, dear. We got to cover him. No bueno. I wish there was a way to take field goal out of your team's playbook, because I would 100% do that. No more field goals. Just punt or go for it. Justin Tucker was a known stat patter. That is a bad take. His defense allowed 45 points a game. He had to put up big numbers, otherwise they were going to lose. Okay, at least we get the stop. They should be able to make the kick, though. This is from 48. He should make it, although we missed from 45. So the Bills are up by 9, and while I wouldn't say it's over, it's also not looking good. We need a lot to happen, and that starts with a quick score within about 40 seconds. Sucks that we can't utilize our best player, really. Especially when he's in the zone. I guess we still can, but that means we're going to have to go in a huddle. Can you please not throw it up the middle? Or we're going to have to burn a timeout. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to do. I will not mind taking a shot, especially because it's second and short. Okay. Is he in bounds? He is. Or is he? Please, EA, throw me a bone. You haven't thrown me any bones all game. I need one. Yeah, he's not in. He got one. Yeah, that should probably be reversed. Mm-hmm. Going deep again. I like it. Nice catch. Go quick, though. Go quick. I like that Corral's either going for the sideline or going downfield. He's been smart about it this drive. Even if it's probably going to be too little too late, I feel like Corral's had a really good game. Okay, let's go quick. Tick-tock. Realistically, we have to get an onside kick now. We're not going to have enough time to stop him. All right. We are likely going to bring it to the 1. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to get a stop. So it's pretty much onside kick or bust. Don't get sacked. Throw it away. Or that's fine too. All right, cool. Stage 1 of the operation is complete. Score. We used a little too much time, but still a good drive. That 1 yard literally, really hurt. Oh, they're going to review it. If we get that friggin' 10-second runoff, I swear, because he might not be in. I can't really tell. Was he in? He definitely was not tackled in, but he might have been in when he caught it. I think they're going to reverse this. Mm-hmm. And we're going to wait 7 seconds and then call a timeout. Bro thinks... Oh, I don't think I'm going to win. But this is our only hope. Alright, now stage 1 of the operation is complete. Deshaun Groves, the rookie, with the score. Stage 2 is probably the hardest. And that's get the onside. 106-yard drive? What? Oh, because of the first reverse play. And it is over. I feel like we played well. Even though we lost, I feel like the team played well. Matt Corral was really good. Josh Jacobs was really good. It's just those damn field goals. And that first 4th and 1 call really screwed us over. That was terrible. Why did we kick a field goal there? If we had made one of those kicks, we probably would have won the game. But the Bills played, I feel like, just as well as us. They didn't make the same mistakes that we did. We should have ran the ball more, too. Although we threw the ball really well. Again, Corral played really well. He did not turn the ball over, which is the most impressive part, against the Bills. His completion percentage was a little low. I mean, 67's good. But he was very aggressive. I'm really surprised Trevor Lawrence's yards per attempt is more. I guess it's because Corral threw the ball way more. I mean, both quarterbacks did play well. It's just that, how much longer did we have the ball? It felt like we were on offense damn near the whole game. They had the ball for 4 more minutes. I do not buy that at all. We ran way more plays. Or so it feels, maybe not. J-Mo played well. Groves was good. Devontae Adams was good, too. The offensive line was good. Everybody in the offense played really well. Who's 20? Is McDuffie 22? He's 21. And then Chidobe must be 22. Yeah, those two guys sold it. Our pass rushers played well. It was really just the two corners and the kicker. Other than that, I feel like we played well. But against a team like the Bills, you do not have the same margin for error. If we had played like that against 25 other teams, we would have won. Who got hurt? Oh, Creed got hurt. Oh, God. What happened to him? Oh, it's Titus Howard. I guess that's better than Creed. Maybe if you played Octavius. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to make that switch now. I'm also going to make sure right guard is good. Yeah, I think it would just have to be one of the 75s. There we go, because Doug Eddard sold us the damn game. Who do we play again this week? I think we play the Monarchs. Yeah. And the Bengals lose, America wins. They hate us because they ain't us. The Broncos stink. Wow, they really stink. Oh, my Lord. They got killed by Portland. That's kind of sad. This Denver and Colts, Terrence Ferguson, who the hell are you and why'd you get 3 interceptions? Yeah, the Broncos really want Daniel Godley. The Chargers lose to the Commies 45-28. The Colts lose to the Panthers. Both the Colts and the Broncos still only have 1 win. Assuming the Rams are going to stay bad, I need one of these teams to start winning. OKC legend Terrence Ferguson. Didn't Terrence Ferguson, like, assault a woman or something? The Cougars beat the Rams. Good. This is what I like to see. Joe Mixon's continuing to play well. Good for him. Shaquem Biggers with 2 sacks. He did catch. He had some really nice bunnies, but I think he also assaulted a woman. The Eagles beat the Cowboys 35-17. Does this mean the Eagles? I think they're tied with the Cowboys now. Dallas won in week 3, right? When they played each other. So then the tiebreaker would be even for head-to-head. Yeah, they're even. And the Commies are ahead of both of them. The Desperados lose to the Monarchs. London gets back on the win column. Hopefully they don't win this week, though. Are the 49ers just in a build, but not a rebuild? They're in a being bad build, I guess. Although it's probably only a matter of time until Justin Pope goes up and up and up in his rating. The Dreadnoughts beat the Niners 21-13. Jalen Hurts was eh. Justin Pope was worse than eh. 5 TFLs for Ed Oliver. I didn't realize they had Ed Oliver. And then James Bradford, the rookie, with a pick. Eagles won. The Explorers beat Detroit on Thanksgiving. So they'll stay in first place. 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Flight. 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for Caleb Williams. Caleb has not had a good episode, or stream, I guess. The Niners lost. The Geagles, wow, they actually did beat the Seahawks. Why is Jacoby Brissett, like, all of a sudden flipping this team apart? I thought it was a coincidence at first. Now, not anymore. And Mahomes played really well again. The Seahawks are 10-2. They can afford this loss. But, like, what is going on in Mexico? This team's going to, like, mess around and make the playoffs. The Jets lose to the Orbits ahead of their watch game. Although Drake May was good, Desmond Ridder was better. Jalen Hyatt, hello. So this is kind of like, this game between the Jets and the Eagles is kind of like a must-win for both of them. The Jets kind of need some wins to stay afloat. The Eagles in a tough NFC also really need to win. So this game's actually might be kind of good. Okay, see, a bye week. The Oilers lose to the Raiders, so Las Vegas improves their lead in the West. Hugo Fredrickson, why is this guy so good? Isaiah Thomas also played really well. But Hugo seems to be, kind of legit. The Orbits won. The Panthers won. The Patriots beat the Ravens. We need to. Well, you don't have to vouch for your game. We are watching it. What are we going to do? Not watch it? We've only watched one game today. Silly goose. The Raiders won. The Rams have lost a bazillion in a row. The Ravens lost. Seattle lost. Portland won. Steamers lose to the red-hot Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are only 2 games behind us now. Maybe I should start to get a little bit nervous. How have we done head-to-head with Steelers? We lost to them earlier today. Okay, so we're 0-1. We play again in Week 14. This is brutal. They get the Ravens twice, but they have us, the Pats, the Bills, and the Explorers. So they have the Ravens, who suck, and then 4 good teams. Houston beats the Titans. So the Texans are now in first place. The AFC South, Lamar Jackson had himself a day. MVS was not all that good on the ground, and it did not matter in the slightest. I'm late. How have I done? You guys have gone 1-2 today. You won this week. Hopefully 1-3 when it's all said and done. The Vikings had a bye. We lost, and we started with us. Players of the week: Mahomes, Lamar, Denzel Ward, and Terrence Ferguson. So here's an updated look at standings. Steelers are within 2 of the Bengals. Texans take the lead on the Titans. Bills and Pats are still tied. The Raiders are a game ahead of Portland in the West. Columbus is a game ahead of the Monarchs in the North. The Dreadnoughts are 3 ahead of Mexico. The Commies take control of the East. Eagles and Cowboys half a game back. And Seattle is still ahead by quite a few. 2.5 in the NFC West. Nobody's clinched a playoff spot yet. I feel like that'll change for this group soon. And we get to look at the new playoff picture. So this is what we've got. Buffalo and Seattle are the ones. The 2 seed's going to be a very coveted spot in the AFC. Because this way, you don't have to play against the really good team in the first round. Here's what we've got in the NFC. This would be a really interesting game. The Dreadnoughts in Dallas. All right. So that'll bring us into Week 13. We've got the Jets and the Eagles. The Jets are 4-7. If they want any realistic shot at making the playoffs, I think they have to win this game. As for the Eagles, they're I think they're a full game back of a wild card spot. They're probably not going to win their division. But they could really get that wild card spot. See, I'd rather be the 5 seed and get the 3 win. Yeah, but the first thing with that is, it's going to take quite a bit for us to not win the division. And then the second thing is the 7 seed that much better than, say, the Raiders? Probably not. So I would rather get the higher seed. Siri, give me a number between 504 and 505.
The answer is 505.
I think the Jets are home. Yes, they are. Hector can pick his. I don't know if Little Jaw's here at the moment, but he can pick his if he is. Jets are at 83? Huh. I didn't know they were that good. All black. Got it. I think that's just the regular alternate, yeah. And then Hector said he wanted the ketchups. All ketchups versus all blacks. Who would have thought we would have been watching these two teams this late in the year? But both teams are still well alive in the playoff race, kinda. The Jets really need a win. They're 2 games back at the 7th seed. The Golden Eagles are 1 game back. So this is a really important game for both teams here to stay afloat within their conference's playoff race. Our only losses are to unserious franchises. Well, luckily in the playoffs, especially in the NFC, you probably won't have to worry about that. If Dallas is the 7th seed, then everybody in the NFC playoffs should be pretty good. We'll get to see the Jets offense first. We have not, I don't think we've watched a Jets watch game at all. So that means we will get to see Drake May in watch for the first time. I am really curious to see how the Jets offense plays. Who did you lose to today? I don't remember. You lost your first 2 games, so maybe check who you played then. I think you played OKC the second game, and I do not remember who you played the first game. Might have been Minnesota. Or no, Minnesota beat the Explorers. Now, the Eagles in watched historically have been kind of bad, but they're playing against the Jets, and we don't really know what to expect from the Jets. We haven't really seen them in watched, so this could go well. It could also not go well. Ooh, a little trickery! Look at this! In a 22 for Kadarius Toney. The Eagle pick definitely won't be number 1, but I still want it to be as good as possible. So if there's a spot on the Jets bandwagon today, I'd be happy to join. And seeing Hector lose is funny. And right as I say that, they fumble the ball. I shouldn't have said anything. It's going to be a scoop and score for the Eagles. That ball was very clearly out. And Mike Hall, the former Bengal, hooray, with the scoop and score. Well, that's a start. Maybe the Jets are the Cowboys in the AFC and watch. I would have said maybe they are, but then that happened. So, maybe not. It's early. We're only a minute and a half in. You did not trade a 4 for Mike Hall. Wasn't Mike Hall part of the Myles Garrett package? Which all the main guys from that package have been traded again anyway, except for like the defensive linemen. Mike Hall was a draft. I did not trade a 4 for him. Maybe it was a draft day deal. I don't remember exactly, but I would have traded more than a 4. Or I would have got more than a 4. Your defense sucks. The same defense that scored a touchdown. Yeah, Corey Foreman was part of the Myles Garrett trade. So was B.J. Ojolari. I guess Mike Hall maybe wasn't, but they have 3 of our former defensive linemen. All these young guys that I was excited about drafting and developing are now here. Although I guess it was worth it. Myles Garrett's been pretty good. You know who else is on the Mexico defense? No, they don't have Kenneth Murray. They traded him too. They still have Byron Murphy, though. And they got Booty, of course. I don't even know if Booty's on the field. Oh, probably not, because Hector reset his depth chart. That's right. Aaron Donald will be on the block in about an hour. I don't need him. Where would he play? Would I just put Aaron Donald at nose tackle? That wouldn't even work. First to say me gets him for a 7th. Me. I win. He didn't say the first one to type me gets him for 7th. He said the first one to say me. None of you guys said me. I know you didn't, so I win. See, we're bending the rules. Not even. That's not even bending the rules. It was 4th and inches. Welcome to my world. This is what I had to deal with every time in the Bills game. The only difference is we missed the kicks. Here's Jacoby Brissett, by the way. This is Mexico's first drive, and it's already 7-3. Who's that running back again? Oh, they have Zeke. I'm so stupid. How did I forget that? I know they had Justin Taylor and traded him. I don't know why I thought they got a different running back for him. I just had a bad brain fart. I forgot Ezekiel Elliott was a person. Silly me. There's a Kai Ross. I will give Zeke some credit, though. Even though he shouldn't have gotten that deal, he has played well. Who texted you? Your mother. Blake Freeland, another Bengal legend, is hurt. He was also part of the Myles Garrett package. Stop giving the ball to Nick. That seems like a good idea. Oh my, what a hit! Jawan Bentley, my goodness. He gave him a red rocket into the backfield. That wasn't just a sack, that was a hit. We've gone over this. Every time Octi gets a call or a text, it's me. Jacoby got right back up like it's nothing. He did. Gave him a what? I don't think I stuttered, did I? I said he gave him a red rocket. Is that Boye Mafe? I forgot they had him. My mother isn't interested in incels. Well, then why? Well, that would make sense, considering she was texting me. I would hope she's not interested in that. Oh, wow, now she's really going after my phone. Wow. 2nd and 9. Nice sack by Hassan Reddick. Was he worth the $200 million you gave him? And so now it's 3rd and 19. Hey, Octi, what do you want for dinner? What do I want for dinner? I want Ligma. Nice kick. That was a long one. That's what she said. And so Mexico will run one play before the end of the quarter. And they get about 7. The scoop and score has the Geagles ahead 7-3. Pretty uneventful start. We'll see if that changes here in the second quarter. Don't we all? Hell yeah, we all want Ligma. Zeke runs into the defender. Maybe it's because the money is like in his face. He can't see it because he's got so much money he has to hold. Nice throw. Wow, that might have been the worst coverage I've ever seen in my entire life. And I had to watch the first half of the 2022 Detroit Lions season. That was awful. No wonder Little John tried to trade for Trent McDuffie. Papa John's or Domino's cheese sticks? I'm not really a cheese stick guy. I'm just a pizza guy. And Greg Newsome. What's the asking price on him? 3 1s. Drake May. And, who's the Jets' #1 receiver now? They've had like 3 different ones this year. What did he trade Sauce for? We had 2 Sauce trades that offseason. But what did he get for Sauce? I think he got the Drake May pick. I think that was part of it. Why is Jawan Bentley playing like Fred Warner? More like, why is Jawan Bentley playing like Jamal Adams? Because he's blitzing. Kadarius Toney's hurt. Derp, derp. Would he be the #1? I know Little John has him in the slot, but he could still be the #1. Sauce went from Detroit to New York to LA to Dallas. He touched like almost every big city. I say almost. He missed probably like 6, but that's besides the point. So the Eagles will get it back. The Jets have not exactly been the AFC Cowboys and watched so far, albeit it's only been a quarter and a half, but they have not looked all that great. If OFL had an immaculate grid, Sauce would become the MVP. I feel like an OFL immaculate grid would be too easy because it feels like half the league gets traded, like every year. That'd be a lot easier than the NFL one. I thought I was creative when I did the NFL one with like Latavius Murray and Martavis Bryant, but those were like the highest answers. I feel like I'm more knowledgeable in football than baseball, but I feel like the baseball grid is easier because there's so many more like random players who had roles but are still like random. Yet Chidobe Awuzie for Bengals and Cowboys today was only 12%. I guess the people aren't cultured. Chris Ivory was 3% for Bills Jets. What'd be the obvious one for that one? The one off the top of my head is Fitzpatrick. There's got to be some other ones too. Frank Gore, he would work. Frank Gore played on the Bills, didn't he? Did he play on the Bills? He played on a bunch of random teams. I know he played on the Dolphins. He definitely played on the Jets. I'm pretty sure he played on the Bills, too. I know he was on the Colts for a year. Obviously San Fran for a while. He was on the Bills. He was on the Colts for 3 years. Wow. Yeah, his final 3 seasons. Dolphins, Bills, and Jets. Should have played on New England. So he could have had the AFC East... just had the entire division. Ian Kinsler gave me 7%. When did Ian Kinsler play on the Angels? Was that... Oh, that was after us. Oh, yeah. I forgot he was on the Angels. That was such a sad trade to get him, too. Even though he was good. But Prince was my guy. I barely remember him on the Angels, though. But now that you say that, he was on the Angels after us. Was he on any other teams other than the two of us in Texas? Oh, wow, he bounced around a little bit at the end. He was with Boston and then the Padres. I don't remember either of those. He was a 54 WAR player. Damn. I knew it was good. I didn't know it would be that high. You learn something new every day. Jamison Crowder, that's a good one for Bills Jets. I should have thought of that one earlier, because those were the most recent ones. Would have said Kinsler for Texas Detroit, but something more obvious came to mind. King Prince! What about, what's his face? What's the reliever's name? Joe Nathan. He played for us in Texas. That's like kind of random. Because I barely remember him with us. But I know we had him for like a year or two. Wasn't David Price two teams? He did not play for the Yankees. He didn't play for the Orioles. But he did play with the other three, yeah. That was one of the throws of all time. Drake was trying to chuck it, but then he kind of got hit as he threw it. Who was he going for originally, though? Because he didn't really underthrow his target. So either he got all of that throw, despite the defensive lineman ramming into his arm, or he would have completely overthrew him. Huh. What's the most disrespectful rating of Madden 24? Probably Jack Fox being like the 24th best punter. That's ridiculous. How does that happen? And Madden's rated Jack Fox highly in the past. How is he 24th? That makes no sense. Ali McNeil also being a 72 is ridiculous, and Jerry Jacobs being like a 67. I hate to be biased and only point out ours, but like those three guys being as low as they were is absurd. Those guys have like barely... Ali McNeil's rating has barely changed. Yet last year he was like significantly improving. His rating is only one off from Levi Onwuzurike, who's probably played like 3 NFL games. Whereas Ali McNeil is like a legitimate, proven good player at this point. I used to hate when people say the Madden people don't watch games, because I feel like that used to be unfair to them. But after seeing those ratings, seeing Ali McNeil as a 72, I kind of think it's true at this point. Shout out Rangers and Braves legend Bartolo Colon. Colon's a good one because you can put him for so many teams. Him and Edwin Jackson are the Immaculate Grid legends. Edwin Jackson especially. The Eagles certainly had the edge here at halftime. I'm not ready to call it over, but I mean, if they score a touchdown, it is a simcast. And that'll help. Dicker the kicker is a 73. Wasn't he good last year? It's not as bad as Jack Fox, who's been a proven good punter for 3 years in a row, but still. I think they made Justin Tucker like a 91. I don't think he's ever been that high. As he should be. But, like, I don't think they've made him that high before. How about A.T. Perry? That has to be glitched. I think that's the thing. There's no way he just has 5 awareness. You could put me on an NFL field and maybe I'd have more than 5 awareness. Now, I've never played, like, competitive, actual football in my entire life. Perfect, it is a 37. I got a good pull for that one. I got Reggie Nelson, like, right away for 2%. I'm surprised he was only 2% because he's like a kind of like recently good player. And he was good on both the Bengals and the Raiders. So I don't know how he was 2%. He might have played on Dallas too, now that I think about it. Wasn't Reggie Nelson on the Cowboys? Obviously I got my boy Awuzie for that one. But I think Reggie Nelson was also on the Cowboys. No, he wasn't. But I still got him for Bengals and Raiders, so it was fine. I need to beat you. It ain't happening, buddy. Joe Mixon, future Raider. The Bengals have a bunch of solid 1,000-yard rushers. I said Jeremy Hill, he was like 3%. I thought about some other guys like Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, and Cedric Benson. I wasn't sure if they got 100 yards with them, so I didn't, or 1,000 yards with them, so I didn't put them. But they both did. But I'm proud of the Jeremy Hill pull, even though he's not that random, because it was only like 10 years ago. Said John Kitna for Cincy Dallas, solid 10%. How is John Kitna, who I didn't even know he played for the Bengals until today, only 2% lower than Chidobe Awuzie? Is Gio Bernard one? He would not have ran for 1,000 yards. Because he was never like the guy there. He was always the change of pace guy. That's why I didn't say Alvin Kamara for the Saints. And I don't think Kamara ever has ran for 1,000 yards. Not that like Kamara isn't the guy, but like his role is not getting 250 carries a year. I think Mark Ingram was the most popular one for the Saints. I said Mark Ingram. I thought I was going to be less than like 40%. Rashard Mendenhall, 7%. I think Najee Harris was like 6%, which is weird. I said Jerome Bettis because I thought that was like old enough to where, yeah, a decent amount of people are going to say him, but it's not going to be like that high. But he's like 5 times more than Najee Harris, which is kind of crazy. I figured Le'Veon Bell probably would have been the most popular of the Steelers. I think he was, but Bettis was only like a couple percents back. Yet Najee was there for 6%. Fumble. Drake May fumbles it again. He might have been down. If he's not down, it's another scoop and score. I think this time it's Azeez Al-Shaair. But he was down. He was definitely down. Oh, he wasn't. Oh, okay. Never mind. What about Franco Harris? I don't know if he would have had 1,000 yards. Why don't we Google that? It's also Simcast time, by the way. Did Franco ever get 1,000 yards? Because he was like more of a fullback. Although fullbacks were also like a big part of offenses back then. So he probably did. Yeah, 12,000 career rushing yards. He definitely did. What am I thinking? Oh, yeah, I'm slow. He was never more than like 1,200, but he got 1,000 a lot. We should do Madden 16 for... I wanted to do Madden 16 this year. Which, I mean, I guess that's still an option for 24. Although I think more people probably are going to want to do 24. I wanted to do 16 this year, though. And I feel like doing an old Madden would be more fun with, like, not a fantasy draft, but just the rosters they had back then. What a blowout. My lord. The Jets got their chance on primetime, and they really stunk it up. 38-3. Ugly. Y'all picked it. Exactly. Y'all really picked this over, like, the Cowboys and the Commies or something. You guys only have yourselves to blame. Hector and Littlejaw had every right to vote for this game since it's their own, so I'll let them get off. But I'm going to expose everybody else who voted for this game right now. Are you ready? I'm going to call all you out. Because we want memes, apparently. There wasn't many memes here today. All right. Todd, Nickinator, Hobie. That one person. I don't even know who that is. Frank, Dan Dutton, SGYT, Deuce, and Danny. All of the... And I think it was originally at 12 votes. Somebody took their vote off. They did not want to get called out. That person, whoever you are, you know who you are. Your team ain't winning another game this year. We talked about immaculate grid during this game. Yet apparently, memes. Yeah, we couldn't watch, like, Texans or the Titans or one of the Cowboy games or, hell, even, like, New England and San Antonio in Week 10. At least we got to see the Jets once this year, though, if we're looking for a silver lining. That's how when Little Job runs into the server. Oh, that explains it. He was trying to bribe for votes. But let's take a look. I accidentally saw our result. And I'm pretty pleased. I guess we'll get to us pretty soon. The Lions beat the Vikings 24-21. Caleb Williams finally played well. How much did we win by? I want to see just a 30-point win. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. A win's a win. Matt Corral, 2 interceptions, but other than that, he was good. Bo Nix was also pretty good. Josh Jacobs was solid. Our run defense was great. Our run defense is really good. Deshaun Groves is really starting to come along. T. Higgins' revenge game, by the way. Groves started off a little bit slowly, but I'm happy with how he's progressed throughout the year. Myles Garrett had another one of those games. Trent McDuffie rebounded with an interception, although really Awuzie was worse than McDuffie against the Bills, if we're being honest. Nighthawks lose to... God damn it! Why? At least I have OKC's pick, so I guess there's some silver lining, but like... Come on. Really? What are we doing here, Mr. Frank? What are we doing? Yeah, I don't like my chances of getting Mr. Godley no more. You have any words to explain that, Mr. Frank? What are we doing? Disgraceful. Daniel Godley, you are not a Bengal. Carolina keeps winning. Could the Panthers get a wild card spot? I mean, they definitely could if they were in the AFC. Put it that way. Who else has the Nighthawks lost to? We'll check. The Dreadnoughts, Texans, and Seattle. These aren't random. Carolina's random. The other 3 teams are really good, though, but I guess Carolina's kind of random. Who are we on? Panthers, New England. Bye week. Snowhawks. Beat the Raiders. Is anybody going to win this division? I thought the Raiders were going to start to pull away. But nope. Right when things are looking up for them. Zach Wilson throws for 334 and 4 touchdowns on 75% completion percentage. This is one of the divisions of all time. One of these teams is going to go 9-8, and they absolutely do not deserve it. The Rams won, sadly. The Ravens lose to the Steelers, sadly. So Pittsburgh's still only back by 2 games. Aiden Callaway with a phenomenal performance, though. Justin Fields was pretty accurate, but he also threw 2 picks. Damian Harris and Kelvin Pinckney were both really good. Would Mr. Big Chest work for Pittsburgh and the Raiders? I didn't put him because I didn't think it would. That's why I said Martavis Bryant. Since Martavis Bryant was the most popular answer, I'm going to assume AB doesn't work. Seattle handles the Colts as they should. Back on the win column, while the Colts went winless today. Helping out their case for Mr. Godley. Can the AFC West be a Meme of the Year candidate? It might just be. The Steamers lose to the Titans. Good win for Tennessee. King Henry continuing to do King Henry things. Steelers won. The Texans. Last game without Sean Tucker. They win 38-7, albeit it's against the Broncos. But still, a win is a win, especially without having a running back. Lamar Jackson had one hell of a stream. He was phenomenal today. Trey Lance was not as bad as he's been. MVS played decently. I play the Steelers soon. Can we have like an atomic bomb dropped on that game? Can we have the Oppenheimer bomb dropped on that game and both teams lose? And they both cease to exist? Who have we not gone through? We've not gone through this game. Dallas beats the Cougars. Joe Burrow has also had a really good stream for the most part. Steven Universe played well. Should have played Daniel Jones at running back. Can you look how many weeks Lamar went sackless? Yeah, we can check his personal player card in just a second. Well, I guess we can do that when we do stats. The Dreadnoughts beat the Desperados by 21. Jalen Hurts, very good. So the MVP race, really, I would say, is probably between Hurts, Mahomes, Lamar, probably Mac Jones. Is there another quarterback I'm missing? We can also throw those elite pass rushers in there. If Josh Jacobs breaks the rushing title, it'll be hard to keep him out. Maybe Flight. I think Flight has slowed down a little bit. He's still been really good. I don't know if I'd say he's been MVP stuff anymore, though. But he does get the win over the Eagles. Joe Burrow, maybe. We'll get a good look when we see the passer ratings. I don't know if Burrow's on those guys' level. Maybe he is. But that's everybody. Zeke. I don't know about that one, partner. Although he has been pretty solid. Players of the Week. Nick Chubb, Zach Wilson, Azeez Al-Shaair, and Chad Muma. Alright, we'll take a look at the standings and playoff picture first, then we'll do stats. Still nobody's clinched. I feel like that's got to change this week, right? Still 2 games separate the Bengals and the Steelers. I still like our chances to win the division, but let's stop winning, Pittsburgh. Houston is still a game ahead of the Titans in the South. Texans have won 6 in a row. Bills and Pats still tied in the East. Snowhawks now at the edge over the Raiders, although they both have the same record. Explorers lead by 2 games in the North. Dreadnoughts lead by 3, although the Eagles are playing really well too, just like Pittsburgh. Dallas is back ahead of the East, although they are tied with Washington, and the Eagles are only 1 back. Seattle is 4 ahead of Oklahoma City in the West. Seattle has not had a bye week yet. Who else has not had a bye? Because at least one other team would have to. The Lions have not. It looks like just Seattle and Detroit. I would assume they have a bye week this week, and then that'll be it for bye weeks. As for the playoff picture, the only change in the AFC is the Snowhawks coming up to 4. Dallas takes the lead in the East, so Washington drops to 5. The Explorers fall to 6. London climbs up to 7. So we have a lot more change in the NFC. I think the NFC playoff picture is going to be a lot more up for grabs because the AFC, I mean, we generally know that the Bills, the Texans, the Bengals, the Titans, and New England will make it. 4 of those teams have double-digit wins. We'll have double-digit wins soon. So it's just about who wins the AFC West, who wins the 7th seed, and then seeding. All right, let's do schedule now. And as we look at the schedule for the next 4 weeks, you guys can put your teams in the chat for stats. Week 14. This, unironically, is now like an important game. If we lose, we'll only be ahead by 1, and the Steelers will have head-to-head. This isn't bad. Ooh, this looks interesting. This also looks interesting. Titans play the Texans again. I probably would want to watch that. Oilers, Bills isn't bad. Orbits, Pats isn't bad. This is actually kind of important, too, for wild card. Because I think they're both 7-5. That's a really big game. Week 15. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I feel like the Seahawks match up kind of well with us. So that's an interesting test. Yeah, that seems like the clear choice for Week 15. It's just a matter if it gets simcasted or watched. I'm almost more inclined by the Texans and Titans. As much as I want to watch my team. And I honestly like our chances against Seattle more and watched. This is a good game. Week 16, I was in the Explorers. Interesting test for Columbus to see how legit they are. That's not bad. I like this. The West might already be won by Seattle at that point, but still a good game. This isn't bad either. Overall, Week 16 looks like one of the weaker slates. I would say our game is probably the best one again. And then Week 17. That's not bad. That's not bad. I keep forgetting the Eagles are actually interesting now. But that might be a really important game. This might be a very important game as well, possibly for the division. Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. Yes. No further explanation other than yes. That game probably decides the number 1 seed. That game looks awesome. I'm sorry, Nicholas, but that game, you cannot deny it. That game looks awesome. We'll start with league stats. Who's the passer rating leader? Mac Jones. Shortly followed by Mahomes, Hurts, Hugo Fredrickson. He probably hasn't played enough to be a real MVP candidate. But, wow, he's really good. Lamar. Yeah, those are probably the quarterbacks in the MVP race. Maybe somebody like Burrow, Allen, Trevor, maybe Flight. They can squeak in. Maybe Bryce Young as well. There's Matty C. I was told he's having a better year than Deshaun. I mean, they're pretty much even. Corral is the slight edge in terms of touchdowns. Same in yards. So pretty much the exact same. Watson probably is the edge as a runner, though. Who is the worst? Hayden Callaway is that low, and he's playing better. Trey Lance. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Trey Lance is awful. Josh Jacobs leads the way for rushing. Let's average this out. 124.7 times 18, because he's going to play 18 games this year. He is on pace for 2,244 rushing yards. If he only played 17 games, he'd be on pace for 2,119, which I think is a little bit more than the record. So even if he played 17 games, he still very well could get it. And he's averaging 7 a pop. My goodness. Josh Jacobs is a legit MVP candidate. I feel like the quarterbacks are having too good of seasons. Wow, Cookie's this high with 3.2 yards a carry. He's not even that high in terms of carries. Huh. Amari Cooper leads in catches, although Brian Neal is in second. Yards is Amari by about 100. 2 rookies in the top 4. And touchdowns, Zach Lawler, Travis Kelce, Mike Gesicki, and Amon-Ra St. Brown with 11. Blocking. The only full-time starter to not allow a sack apparently is Isaiah Wynn. Most is Jonah Williams with 16. As for defense, $20 sacks for Rashawn Gary and Myles Garrett. The rest of their numbers are pretty even. Gary is the slight edge, but not by much. Samson Ebukam is 14. Okay. Desmond King has 8 picks. Whoa, that's a lot. J.C. Jackson with 6. Hassan Reddick with 16.5 sacks. Why are all these guys Hector randomly overpaid really good? Maybe he knew something all along. Aiden Hutchinson with 20 CFLs. How many perfect kickers do we still have? Probably not many. Jason Sanders, who was traded before the stream today. He's the only one. Most punts is by the Colts. Shocker. Least punts is by the punt god. Yeager has 2 kickoff returns. He might be a sneaky Rookie of the Year candidate, even though both of the receivers have been unbelievable, Neal and Lawler. Yeah, and some of the rookie quarterbacks have been playing well. Smirnoff probably doesn't really stand much of a chance. They have Mahomes as the MVP. No major complaints. How is Chubb ahead of Josh Jacobs? No. And Chubb's been great, but what are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing, EA? Josh Jacobs has been the best running back in the league, and it's not close. And it's not that the other guys have been bad. It's just that Josh Jacobs has been elite. How is Derwin James 10th for DPOY? I didn't realize he was having that good of the year. Hugo's 4th for best quarterback, and he started like 8 or 9 games. That's really impressive. Hugo appears to be a baller. Nick Chubb does not clear. No. Nick Chubb is probably second. But no, he is not as good as Josh Jacobs. Not even close. Josh Jacobs averages over a full yard per carry higher than him. That should tell you what you need to know. Najee, well, Madden's stupid. He averages damn near 3 more yards a carry than Najee. But apparently those receiving yards really matter. I get they're a little bit important, but, like, let's be serious. It's not Josh Jacobs' fault he has to compete for targets with Devontae Adams, Deshaun Groves, and Jamison Williams, okay? All right, team stats. I got some scrolling to do. First one I see is the Jets. That's perfect, because we're already on the Jets. I thought Drake May's numbers would be better than that, only a 95 rating. I thought he's been better. I guess not. After the Jets, we had the Orbits. How is Turkey not in the top 10? Probably the touchdowns. This game, like, I get that touchdowns are obviously an important stat. The objective of an offense is to score touchdowns, but I feel like this game sometimes takes touchdowns too literally. Like, nobody in real life says that Jamal Williams should have been in the Offensive Player of the Year candidacy last year. Probably because he was not the most talented running back on his roster. But, like, Madden would have had him in the top 5. As much as I love the guy, I hate to use Jamal Adams as an example because he's my dude. But he's not even the best running back on his team last year. Well, I guess he was. But, like, in terms of pure talent, he's not. How did the Colts have the best O-lineman, but Jonah Williams leads the league in sacks? Because this game doesn't really have anything to measure offensive line stats off of other than sacks. So therefore, the game is just going to be stupid when it comes to the best offensive lineman award. Yet the Texans apparently have Lamar Jackson who doesn't get sacked. I assume Lamar being, Lamar with his movement ability helps. But even so, that still is super impressive from the offensive line. Did I do the Geagles? I don't think I did the Geagles. What a difference. It's a rating of the difference of about 30. So Kai Ross has quietly been their best receiver. Wow, I would not have guessed that. Kami's got skipped. Did I miss you? That's my bad. We'll do you now. Here's Mr. Mac and Cheese. Yeah, Najee does have pretty good receiving stats. He has a total of 20 touchdowns. While that is a lot, that's really impressive, but he has not been as important as Josh Jacobs. But 20 touchdowns is a ton at this stage in the year. He still has 5 more weeks to go. What's the most scrimmage touchdowns in a season ever? Isn't that the Danian Tomlinson's record? I know he had, just shy of 30 rushing touchdowns. He probably had some receiving touchdowns as well. So probably low 30s would be the record. So Najee probably won't break it. Okay, Lamar has been sacked 5 times! Oh my god! I knew it was going to be small. I didn't know it was going to be that small. 5! That's insane. Okay, let's start from the top. So he got sacked twice in week 3, twice in week 4, and then he did not get sacked again until week 12. He's been sacked once since week 4. That's insane. I have never seen that. On paper, it's a good offensive line. It's a really good group. But, like, I would not have guessed this is a team who allows 5 sacks. Is it just because Lamar is, like, the most mobile quarterback ever? That has to be part of it. But, like, 5 is insane. Josh Jacobs has scored 14 touchdowns, so you can't even really make the touchdown argument for Najee Harris. I guess 6 more is kind of a lot, but, like, Jacobs averages 3 more yards a carry. Eric McCoy at right tackle on an offensive line, only allowing 5 sacks, is only something Madden could cook up. Creed Humphrey at guard has allowed more sacks than the entire Texans. How has Creed Humphrey allowed more sacks than Antoine Kendricks? First of all, good for Kendricks. I'm really happy I drafted him. But, like, Creed, what are we doing, man? Chase Young also needs to step up. 5.5 sacks is not enough. Seven yards a carry is crazy. It should be him. He's been the best running. Let's compare him and Chubb real quick before we wrap things up. I think I've got. We still have to do injuries. But, like, I'll take Chase Young off your hands. No, I'm good. I'll pass. 7? 5.2. Nick Chubb has gotten the ball more. With Josh Jacobs playing an extra game, Nick Chubb has gotten the ball more. He's ran for 400 less yards. This cannot be a debate. Let's check the receiving. Oh, wow, Nick Chubb definitely has a beat. But still, Josh Jacobs has been significantly better as a runner, and Josh Jacobs is not being paid to catch the ball. And I guess Nick Chubb is a Panthers playbook merchant anyway for the first 6 weeks of the year. When can we expect the next stream? I think I took a screenshot of the schedule I made, right? Did I? I don't know. I think I said it's going to be Tuesday, though. So plan for Tuesday. Imagine if Chubb gets 1,000 receiving. Then the game's going to hand him Offensive Player of the Year because it's EA. We already knew about Michael Thomas. And Randy Gregory. And Hollywood. Who is this gentleman? Juan Givens. Has Superstar X Factor. Who are you? He was drafted in the 3rd round, and he's an 80. Wow, I didn't even know who that guy was. Bijan has 1 more week. Titus Howard has 2 more. Kenneth Walker, dislocated elbow. I guess that helps the tank. Adoree Jackson, was he already hurt? I know Jair was. We have not done devs for rookie. I realized that after seeing that guy. Maybe we do that after the next stream. Are these both new? Josh Sweat getting hurt is, like, ironically hilarious. But I feel like both of these are new. Him and Jeff Okuda. Alright, I think that about covers it. We've done standings, playoff picture, injuries, stats, schedule. I think I've done everything. So that'll wrap up the stream. Next one will be probably Tuesday. That is subject to change. But I think that is the plan.